day from Fremont, Nebraska. It's our spring FWL tonight and our preseason predictions. I am Nate Graver, your host of FWL tonight, here with Midwest Canes captain Will Schleicher. Will, how you doing today?
Pretty good.
Will, you are a captain of the team for the first time ever. You're on your third team in 2 years. What are your thoughts on just captaincy so far?
So I had to step in during the World Series as a captain, but I think my team, I got some guys from the Ducks, I got the Young Bullets organization, and I think we're just going to roll through and go to the finals.
So, as you said before, you are the Midwest Canes. You've never already heard of the Midwest Canes before. They are a new team of the FWL. They were the Fremont Young Bullets, which changed their name to the Midwest Canes. Some of the players you added, Drake Brownie, which cut from the Virus in the World Series. You traded for Easton Sizer from the Ducks, and then Nolan Paulson and Owen Candy round out your five. I feel like that's probably one of the best team in the FWL talent-wise. We'll see how you can do in the regular season. And then the other 5 teams, we dropped 2 teams, the Brentwood Bulldogs, who just didn't fit in the league, and they just sucked. They sucked. Just no way around that. And then the Trojans Triple XL was also, they left the league on some bad terms after their ALCS loss. But we did add 2 teams, the Colm brothers of Todd and Cooper Colm. Todd is a 8th grader, 9th grader, going to be at Fremont High School. He captains the Fremont Rebels, and then Cooper Colm captains, he's going to be an 8th grader at Fremont Middle School. He captains the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. What do you see in these 2 teams coming out?
I think Todd's team, they play a lot of wiffle ball. They can really hit it. And then Cooper's team, they got a bunch of people from the Trojans.
They went on a signing spree in the offseason in free agency. They added Aiden Bokelboy, who only played 1 series with the Virus. He had a late season injury, which did not allow him to play in the end of the season for the Virus. He stepped in a great way against the Ducks. He had 5 home runs in his only series with the Fremont Virus. He joins them in a 2-year deal with the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks, and then they add 2 Trojan Triple XL players in Noah Sagehorn and Max Cooper, each coming in on a 1-year deal. And then Alex Ritos Grimes, they drafted with their first pick in the FWL draft. That FWL draft was a very good one for the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks in that expansion draft with the Rebels and the Whiskey Jacks. A couple of players that were drafted by both teams could really help them in this year's season. Who do you expect to see out of that draft to really come through for both teams?
Well, my underdog is Drew Fitchie. Drew Fitchie can hit it, and he's really fast, and he's a good fielder.
I believe, yeah, he likes to play the small ball. I expect a lot of small ball out of the 2 expansion teams, and then you have the power with Sagehorn and Cooper coming in. I feel like that Whiskey Jack team, they could surprise some people. Don't underestimate Wheat City. And then the Fremont Virus and DC Ducks, the runners-up and champions of FWL. I'm the new captain of the Virus, and I expect us to have a good season. We have a same core group of guys. We drafted Gavin Baker. He plays good basketball player, also a very good baseball player. We drafted him with our 5th overall selection, and then we re-signed James Moore, who came over in the trade with Will and Easton, sending them to the Ducks. He came over with the Brentwood Bulldogs in that 3-team deal. I think he could help us. I think he's our preseason Silver Slugger. Would you agree with me, Will?
Yes, I would agree.
And we're going to go through now our preseason awards. Who is your preseason MVP vote, Will? Excuse me. It is Will. I think Will is the preseason MVP. I put Will on the spot there by asking him that question, but our captains voted for preseason awards, and Will was the unanimous choice for preseason MVP vote. Who is our Cy Young Award winner, Will?
Nate Graver, or, in my opinion, Trey Mooney.
We had a split tie. 3 captains said Trey Mooney, and 3 captains said me. And then in our Rookie of the Year, we had a very close decision. Todd culminating 4-2 votes. I believe you were the deciding vote, and you picked Todd Colm over Cooper Colm. So what went into that decision?
I feel like Todd, he fits his team, fits the mold of FWL, and Cooper, he's probably not going to adjust to the speeds and how to hit the wiffle ball.
So, and for both teams, they've talked a lot of trash over the winter. They expect to come out with firepower. And our first matchup of the year, we have the reigning champs, the DC Ducks, and Fremont Virus. That'll be coming to you on May the 21st. In 65 days, we have wiffle ball, and then the brother battle. The Wheat City Whiskey Jacks and Fremont Rebels, each in their first series against one another in their first series of FWL. So one team is going to come out with a winning and get their first win of FWL. What do you expect to see in those first 2 series? You have the bye week in that one? FWL schedule was created by all 6 of the captains. We came up with a decision, and you guys had the bye. And then, what do you see in the first 2 matchups?
I see the DC Ducks. They take one game because Gunnar Nell and Trey Mooney put on a show in one game, but Nate's pitching and Riker's hitting will come up on top. And then in the Battle of the Bros, I got Todd's team taking 2 and Cooper's team taking 1.
I expect to see a lot of close battles. I would expect a low-scoring series between the brothers. Saying that with both good pitchers, I would expect to see a lot of walks though. So I wouldn't see a lot of hits, but a lot of walks.
Yeah.
So I think whoever makes the most errors defensively and walks the most will lose the series. And then in week 2, we have the DC Ducks and the Midwest Canes. Your first series as a captain. What do you expect to see in that series, Will?
You're gonna expect to see me pitching, and like Nolan Paulson is an underrated pitcher. He was a really good pitcher last year for the young boys, but
he kind of carried them. He's our most improved player. What do you expect to see coming in? He said he's been working a lot on his pitches in the offseason.
I'm very confident in him, and we got Owen Koenig, World Series hero, so pretty good.
And then for the DC Ducks, as you said before, they come in their second series, and then our second series will be the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks and the Fremont Virus. So I would expect a very good matchup in the first matchup, and then our second matchup, our team versus the Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. What do you expect to see in that matchup?
I see a sweep. JMO bat is just too good.
And then in week 3, the matchup of the century, I think. It's the best matchup of the year. It'll be me versus you, mano a mano, on the mound. Fremont Virus versus Midwest Canes. What do you expect to see in that matchup?
I expect to see a well-pitched game, kind of like a World Series rematch. You got 3 actually, my whole team besides 1 was all in the World Series last year.
Yes.
Yes.
All 4 of them, Paulson, Siza.
Paulson was not in the World Series last year.
Oh, excuse me. Paulson was the only one not in the World Series. Owen Koenig was a fill-in for you guys as a sub. Easton Siza played, I believe, games 1 and 2, and then you and Drake Brown was also on our team, but I didn't play the first 3 series, and then due to team chemistry issues, we were forced to cut ties and a mutual releasing of Drake Brown. And then in week 3, I believe it's the DC Ducks and Wheat City Whiskey Jacks. The Ducks have to play the first 4 series of the year before they get that week 5 bye. Do you think the schedule favors DC or unfavors DC?
Well, if you give Trey Mooney some time to relax at the end of the season, because last year he had an injury.
His elbow?
Yeah, his Tommy John.
His Tommy John he says he got Tommy John removable.
Yeah, so I feel like if he gets the rest, he'll just come out all ready, and then they'll fire at all cylinders.
Vegas says that FWL, the odds are going to the Midwest Canes at 9-6 as World Series champs. Fremont Virus at 10-1, our second in the odds, and then our third place, our dark horse winner is the Fremont Rebels coming in at third place in the FWL standings in the preseason poll. So that'll do it here from FWL. Once again, a happy St. Patrick's Day, and in 65 days, week 1 of the FWL season, coming to you from the Frederickson Field in Fremont, Nebraska. It'll be the DC Ducks and the Fremont Virus. Good afternoon from the Schleicher household in Fremont, Nebraska.
And we just like to tell you our top free agents of the year is Colin McLean. He showed it out in the World Series, getting many walks and base hits. Gavin Dean and your boy, Huddy.
Hudson Wynn. I believe he's my 5th guy. I'm not sure if he'll be able to attend. He's got a lot of summer basketball and living in Elkhorn, so should be an interesting season to say the least with all the COVID protocols and all that. We'll see if we can get a full, I believe, 35 games in is what we have scheduled.
Yep.
So it should be an interesting year. Once again, good afternoon from the Schleicher household in Fremont, Nebraska.
Hey, we're all going after the trophy, man. Let's go!
See you in 65 days.